Hello, I have returned. Yes, I'm back. And I know what you're thinking. Shit, I didn't think he was going to come back. Okay, well I probably shouldn't have said that, and I apologise, but well, you get the idea. And I get the feeling that no one watching this is going to be too young to hear that anyway, so if you are, well, I apologise, but you would have heard that eventually, so anyway, what was I going to say? Yes, where have I been? Where have I been? That's the question. Well, one of the things that I wanted to talk about today, just very quickly, I'm going to talk about this more in depth a bit later on, but one of the things that I really wanted to get on and talk about tonight was, mind blank, was a Linux-like free operating system, which I know a number of you would have heard of, which I've been getting into recently, called FreeBSD. Now, one of the things about FreeBSD that's pretty cool is that I can actually run World of Warcraft with it. And the reason why this is cool is because, well, oh god, okay, I haven't done this for a while. I've got to get back into this, you know. I mean, I was doing this and then I got out of it, and so now I've sort of got back, got to get used to talking into a camera again when there really isn't anyone here, and dealing with mind blanks, which I get mind blanks because I get nervous. You know, I really wish that I could just look into the camera and talk to it in exactly the same way as I do when I'm talking to myself, because I talk to myself a hell of a lot. And I think if I could actually look at the screen rather than looking at the camera, it would probably be easier for me to do that. But I can't. Anyway, yeah, FreeBSD. So, what can you do with it? Well, you can play WoW with it. You can play MP3s with it. You can do office work with it. You can do a number of different things with it, actually. And one of the things that I'm going to be posting here eventually when I get around to it, and it's going to be a fair bit of work, I've got to film it all and everything, is a tutorial on how to set FreeBSD up so you can actually get to the point where you can run World of Warcraft in FreeBSD. Now, one of the other reasons why that's going to be really cool is because, well, Windows, as one example, is a lot more expensive than a copy of World of Warcraft. So if you can afford a copy of World of Warcraft, you can't afford a copy of Windows for whatever reason, and some people can't. You'd still be able to get World of Warcraft with this, and you wouldn't necessarily need Windows basically in order to play it. So yeah, that could be really good for people who play WoW. Sean, I don't know whether you had a WoW account or not. I can't remember you saying anything about that, but if you do, Sean, and anyone else who's interested, and this is purely a preliminary thing, but if you do, you might want to go to just have a preliminary look around, because I mean it is fairly well documented anyway. www.freebsd.org, and actually if you've got an Ethernet modem, oh, by the way, that's actually one of the other reasons why I haven't been around, because I had to get a new modem. See, the old modem that I had was one of the USB modems, and that was actually having a hardware conflict with my camera, and that was why I couldn't use the camera, because a lot of the time when I tried to use the camera with the USB modem, it would cause the computer to crash, which really wasn't good, and it would crash hard. So now that I've got an Ethernet modem, that's not happening anymore. And I can tell that it's not happening anymore as well, because I've been able to talk to you for this long without it crashing. So that's really, really cool. But yeah, that's actually why I'm really glad that I've got sort of back into the Linux and the FreeBSD side of things, because I'll admit in the past, one of the other main reasons why I never made videos is because I never had anything to talk about. I just couldn't think of what to talk about, so I figured with this, you know, now I do, because I can get on here and I can actually make tutorials about how to run certain computer games and also do other things in Linux and in FreeBSD. And I think some of you, I mean, look, I know with a lot of people it's all about the games, purely about the games. I still remember the one video that I did with the most hits. I was talking about San Andreas and Unreal Tournament. So I know you guys love games, and I will talk about games. I'll keep talking about games, but one of the other things that I do want to talk about to a degree is some open source stuff. I don't want to come on too hardcore, too hard sell about it, but there are some pretty cool things that you can do with it. So I do want to go into that a little bit because it's, well, I mean, we use this to talk about what's near and dear to us in that sense. So that's, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go like all heavy into the philosophical side of it or anything, but I do want to go into basically what you can do with it, because one of the other things that I'm really worried, that I've really been worried about purely for myself, well, not purely for myself, but even if it wasn't going to be for anyone else, I mean, even if no one else was interested, was Vista is coming out soon, and Vista is apparently going to be very expensive. This is Windows Vista, Microsoft Vista. And from what I've been hearing, it's also going to cost a lot to upgrade your computer hardware to basically be able to run it. And I think there are going to be a lot of people out there who just quite simply aren't going to be able to afford that. And see, that's where things like Linux and FreeBSD come in, because Linux normally isn't free now. Most of the Linux distributions will cost a bit, especially if you want like support contracts, that sort of stuff. FreeBSD, on the other hand, it's a little bit, in some areas, a little bit rougher around the edges, but it is completely free. And not only that, you'll have me here, and as I said, I'm going to be going through the tutorials and stuff, so you can basically go through that and you know, you won't have a problem with it. I'm not making myself out to be an expert. I'm not. I actually only really started looking at this, although I have been looking at Linux for a few years now. So, but yeah, the BSDs in particular, I have only just started looking at them, but FreeBSD is great. I mean, the other thing is the software installation for it, it's called Ports. It's really, really easy to use. Really easy to use. So yeah, that's good. I'll go some more into that a bit later. Anyway, I just really wanted to give a big shout out to a couple of people because I know it's been a long time. Sean, how you going? I'm really glad, you know, that I'm back into this, and we're going to get back into it with some more videos, and yeah, as I said, some stuff about the Unix and that, so that's going to be really good. Bowie Chick, hello, if you see this. I don't know whether you will, you probably won't, because I'm subscribed to your videos, but I don't think you're subscribed to mine. But anyway, maybe, I don't know, maybe you will. One other thing I want to mention, just very, very quickly before I go, Ask a Ninja. I'm fairly sure his videos are on are on YouTube. If they're not, you can go to askaninja.com. Very, very funny guy. Very, very skilled improvisational comedian. Been watching some of his stuff in the last couple of days. It's really, really good. Check it out. Okay, so that's pretty much all I've got for now. Although actually, it's really weird, you know, now that I've started talking, I've just suddenly noticed I really don't want to stop. Although I just realised 10-minute limit coming up. Gotta go. Talk soon.